Hey, this is Hari from mymnk.com. This channel belongs to my son for aspiring developers, but I'm going to post something for intermediate to advanced users. First of all, if you are a beginner and do not know what WHMCS is used for, then this video is not for you. If you are looking to install WHMCS on a VPS server, please do watch this video. I have demonstrated AWS Lightsail, but the steps are pretty much same for all VPS servers. The reason that I am posting this video is simply because I couldn't find one. In this video tutorial, I am going to cover how to install WHMCS on AWS Lightsail using runcloud.io. We can also do this without runcloud using Lightsail LAMP, but runcloud makes things a lot better and easy to manage in long term. For this, you have to pay $8 a month plus the cost of WHMCS license plus the actual cost of the server that you are choosing with AWS Lightsail. This is for intermediate level users. Beginners may find it difficult. This process is going to take approximately 2 hours depending on the server and your level of experience, so please plan accordingly. Step 1. Launch AWS Lightsail server and configure. We are going to create a AWS account. In this video, I'll skip this step as most of you know how to do it. If you already have one like me, just log into your AWS console. Click Services on top left corner. It'll open up a menu. Under Compute section, click Lightsail. It'll open up a fresh page. Now click Create Instance. Select your preferred location. Select the platform as Linux or Unix and click OS only option and then select Ubuntu 18.04 as the option. Now click Change SSH key pair. Create new and download the PEM file and keep it safe. If you wish to choose automatic snapshots, you may do so. This step is optional though. Select your desired server size. I recommend a minimum of 1 vCPU and 2 GB of memory, but 2 vCPU and 4 GB of memory is recommended for most users. Now give a unique name to your instance so that you can identify if you run multiple servers. Allow some time for the process to complete. Now click on the name to view the server. I recommend that we assign a static IP before we proceed. Otherwise, if you reboot the server, your IP will change. To do this, click Networking and then click Create Static IP. Give a name to identify your static IP and then click Create. Now we have created and assigned the static IP to the server. Now click Home on the top to see the list of servers. Click on the server that is just created. Next, click on Networking. Now we have to add two rules in the IP4 firewall. First rule is to open the port 443 for the HTTPS to work. Second rule is to open the communication port 34210, which is used by runcloud. If you use runcloud to create the Lightsail server automatically, it might get rid of some steps here, but you should configure the static IP manually. In my opinion, this model is easier than changing the static IP manually later. Step 2. Create a runcloud account and you will be given 5 days of trial at the beginning. After logging into the account, you will have to click Connect to a new server and choose Amazon Lightsail as server provider and click Provision Type as Connect via IP address. If you click Build Server, it will create a new server in AWS Lightsail provided that you have already given the IAM credentials to runcloud. As we have already created the server in AWS Lightsail, we are going to connect via IP address. Now choose Nginx or OpenLightspeed. In this tutorial, I am going to choose OpenLightspeed as it offers better speed. If you choose Nginx, choose hybrid version of Apache plus Nginx. Give a server name. It can be anything that you can identify. Now go back to Lightsail, copy the static IP and enter it here. Then click Add this server. Now click Manual Installation. Now go back to Lightsail server and connect using browser-based SSH. This is a lot easier than using PuTTY. If you wish to log in via PuTTY, use the PEM key that we downloaded at the beginning of the video. Do not close the terminal window until the end of this tutorial. After logging into the server, we have to change the user role as root. To do this, type sudo-i. You will see the dollar symbol change to hash symbol. Now, copy the run cloud installation script and paste it in the terminal. This process is going to take several minutes before it gets completed. Keep the terminal window open. At the end of it, it is going to give you a FTP username and password, which is needed to log in via FTP using FileZilla or CyberDeck or any other FTP application. While this is running, we are going to configure our DNS. Now we need to add a few A records for this server. I recommend using Cloudflare, but if you are using any other DNS provider, that's still fine. Create a A record for your domain.com and www.yourdomain.com. These are examples. In my case, I'm going to use gnkservices.in and www.gnkservices.in and then point it to the IP address. I recommend switching off proxy if you are using Cloudflare until the installation gets completed, as sometimes it might cause issues with Let's Encrypt SSL certificate. Now we will go back to Run Cloud. Click on Server. Click the name of your server to view the server details. You will be able to see your server details, server health, issue SSL, etc. This is why I recommend Run Cloud. Now click Web Application on the left side. We are going to create a web app. So let us create a custom web application. Give the name that you will recognize. Now choose Use my own domain or subdomain and enter your domain details. You can also enable www version if you wish to redirect and select the redirect options. We will skip DNS integration as we have already done it manually. Ensure Use existing system user is selected. Select the PHP version that is compatible with your WHMCS. I am going to choose 7.3 as it works with most of the versions. Now enable Auto SSL. If the Auto SSL fails for some reasons, do not worry. That only indicates that the DNS propagation is not completed yet. You will be able to reissue the SSL later. Now click Add Web Application. After a few minutes, the web application will get completed with SSL. Now click Back to Web Apps. Click Database on the left side menu. Click Create Database User to add a new database user. Now enter username, password and click Add User. Once this is done, we are going to create a database. To do this, click Create Database. Give a name to the database. Next, assign the database user that we have just created. Now click on Collation. Select UTF-8_Unicode_CI and then click Add Database. Now the app and database are created. To check if your website is accessible with HTTPS, please enter your domain name.com/index.html. In my case, it is gnkservices.in run-cloud/index.html. This will show up a run cloud default HTML page, which we will delete it in the next step. Now it's time to log into the FTP via FileZilla or equivalent application. Open FileZilla, enter your server IP in the host name. The username will be runcloud by default, and the password will be the one that we copied from the terminal window, and port number will be 22. If you missed copying the password, you can reset the password under System User. Just select the lock icon under Change Password and click the desired password. Make it complicated to ensure that it is safe. Now click Quick Connect. If you are logging in for the first time, you will get a warning pop-up and you can click OK. Now click Web Apps folder and then click the app name folder that you choose to install. Delete the index.html file. Now, go back to the WHMCS zip file that we extracted some time ago. If this step is not completed, you will have to wait until it finishes. We are going to upload the extracted files to the application folder. Please ensure that you are uploading files in the correct folder as you see here. Rename the local folder name to the one that you have just created on Web Apps. In this example, it is web-whmcs-demo. Just right-click on the local folder that you wish to upload and click Upload. If you get overwrite warning, allow it to proceed. This has got nearly 30k files, hence it's going to take a long time. While this is in progress, we will install the IonCube loader manually, which is a PHP extension. This step is required only in Nginx Apache configuration with runcloud and not required with Open Lightspeed. Install IonCube loader only if the browser says IonCube loader is missing. Most of the time, you may not need this step. To do this, we are going to follow the tutorial in runcloud itself. I am not covering each and every step in that because the commands are different for every PHP version. As we have installed 7.3, we are going to install IonCube loader for PHP 7.3. Replicate the same for your version of PHP as given in the article. If FileZilla is still uploading, take a break and then come back. This is one of the main disadvantages of not having a cPanel. We could have probably done this in just 30 seconds. I assume that FileZilla has completed the upload. Now we are going to install WHMCS. First step is to rename the file name of configuration.php.new to configuration.php and press enter. Then go to the address bar and type yourdomain.com/install and follow the on-screen instructions. In my case, gnkservices.in/install. Please ensure that the system meets all the necessary requirements. Now, configure the database that we have already created. Enter the database name and user details. Now the installation is complete, but before we get it started, we need to ensure that the install folder is deleted. To do this, go back to FileZilla and only delete the /install folder. I repeat, only delete the /install folder. Then change the configuration file permission to 444 and then /vendor permission to 770. And then create a cron job for the automated task. To run cron job, enter into your server, click on cron job, give a job label, choose vendor library as /usr/bin/node and copy paste the command. There is one more last step to avoid WHMCS error, that is to enable two PHP functions, escape shell command and set time limit. To do this in runcloud, click the web app name and then click settings from the left bar. Now Scroll down to Disable Functions section and carefully delete these two function names. Now if you go back and refresh WHMCS, you will see the error would have gone. That's it for the tutorial. Hope you have learned how to install WHMCS with Lightsail and run Cloud.io. If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe to the channel to see more such videos. Thank you.